Welcome. February 2022 monthly activation. I'm Bree. I'm going to be your tour guide for this experience. This is Muji. He's definitely my co-pilot, and my other one, Lilu, is over there in the sunshine on this nice, cool, sunny day. So welcome. It's a pleasure to be here with you again this month and to help you anchor in the cosmic energy so you can attune yourself to the changes that are occurring for you and with you and because of you in the month of February. That's beautiful. I feel so many heart openings, and February is obviously attributed to the month of love, but love is everywhere at all times in every moment, and it definitely came through in today's drawing. So without further ado, let us activate. I'm going to share with you the monthly drawing, which is a remote viewing tool that I use, which helps connect me with the stream of information that I'm to share with you for this month. And this is what it looks like for February. And the interesting thing about these drawings is that you can rotate them and get different information depending on which position it is. I'm just showing it to you in the position in which I drew it, although I actually turn my iPad around quite a bit when I'm drawing. And when I'm drawing with pencils and paper, I'm always turning things around. I'm never just drawing with it in one direction. It kind of moves with me. But this is what came through for us this month. I saw a young woman stopping to smell the roses. She was just sitting there, taking it all in. The aroma begins a cascade of chemical reactions in her body, right? The limbic system in the brain, connected with our smell, is one of the oldest parts of our brain. That's why when we, can wake up, if there's a fire in the house, or you could smell the coffee in the kitchen waking you up, the limbic system is directly connected to our fight or flight and as well as other experiences. So the instant she smelled that, it created this chemical reaction in her brain and in her body that began to take place. It takes her back in time when her mother had her in her arms singing to her. So I just saw her as a baby in her mother's arms, and her mother was just singing to her. And so it took her to this place in her memory, and smell activates our memory. I remember when I was studying aromatherapy, gosh, now 20 years ago, I think. It's been a long time. And she was saying that if you're studying for a test, you want to smell something like lemon or grapefruit or something with a citrus scent while you're studying, and then when you go to take the test, you have that same aroma and you smell it again, and it'll help bring all of that information back to you when you need it. So I thought that was very interesting. I think I maybe tried it 1 or 2 times, and I can't recall if it was successful or not, but I definitely use aromatherapy in my life on a regular basis, and if you do too, I'd love to hear how you use it. I use it mostly for the kiddos when they have tummy aches. I put peppermint oil on their bellies, and I use it for my space when I'm working to clear the energy of the room. There's really beautiful high vibrational aromas that I love to use that clear space in between clients, where I can use it to clear my own field when I'm getting ready to do something. I love having the diffuser on, etc. So aroma is so essential, but in this moment it connected her with memory. And I recall I wasn't even near anything, and I got a whiff of an aroma, and there was nobody around me, but it was the perfume my grandmother used to wear, right? So I'm sure most of us can relate, and if you can, I'd love to hear your experiences of the memories that are associated with smell for you. So this one took her back to a time when her mother had her in her arms and was singing to her. She felt love. She felt safe. And just feel into that for a moment. Just that place of being held and feeling loved and safe. How does your body feel? Just take a moment to really feel into that feeling of what that's like to feel held and loved. Yeah, everyone's body is just really relaxing and releasing and settling down, right? You're not holding yourself up. You're really just giving yourself to the experience, and your body is at ease. Beautiful. So the flower's life temporary, the aroma has long since faded, yet the meaning of the memory of love and safety lives within you. So we didn't even smell or remember, anything. Oh, we didn't even do it, right? But you were able to connect with the feeling of it in the moment. Okay? So that memory, that feeling lies within you at all times. The feeling of what you remember lies within you, as well as the feeling of what you desire also lies within you. You are the one generating the feeling that you are having. And in this instance, it was my words that guided you there, or maybe you were thinking of an aroma connected with a memory that guided you there. So that power that we have to bring up an experience that isn't real in our present moment, yet evokes a feeling of safety, of ease, of connection, of love, right? So just pause for a moment and think of the feelings and the thoughts that you carry around with you on a regular basis. What are the dominant thoughts and feelings that you have? And what are those feelings creating in the body? And whatever feeling that you have in the body, that vibration is going to imprint itself on the cosmic mind and bring that back to you based on the law of resonance. So what feeling is your dominant feeling? What thought is your dominant thought? And that would give you a sense to what your dominant vibration is. If you're not sure, then all you need to do is look around in your life and notice what's showing up in your world, and that would give you a semblance of what your dominant vibration is, what your dominant thought is. I'll give you an example that's coming to mind is, you're in a relationship and you suspect your partner is cheating on you. So betrayal is happening, and you suspect it and you're feeling out for it, and your body is responding to the idea of that, right? So, and then it turns out that it is true. So the dominant vibration is that of betrayal. Now, the interesting thing to consider is that vibration was probably there before you got into that relationship. Maybe you had a past experience of betrayal, right? So when you get into your next relationship, you're carrying that feeling over into the relationship, whether you're aware of it or not. And then at some point, that vibration starts to imprint itself on the cosmic mind. And then you begin to experience that in return, right? So that vibration, that fear, it's basically fear. The fear is what's creating. The fear is what attracted that situation to you, whether or not you're aware of it. Most of what we experience is underneath our liminal or our conscious mind. It's subliminal, it's subconscious. And most of those things that are subconscious were imprinted upon us when we were babies, when we were conceived even before that, right? So a lot of these things, these dominant vibrations that we carry are ancestral, they're in utero, they're early childhood, and we aren't aware except how our world is showing up to us. So perhaps you might have had betrayal in your family line. Maybe your parents had experienced that. And so you carry that vibration and start attracting people of a similar resonance to you, right? And so you start to experience it. This is just one example, but we're creating all the time unaware of the vibration that we have. So once you become aware that this is a pattern for you, you can change it by feeling something other than that. If I wanted to feel something other than betrayal, because I'm using that as an example, I would feel into trust. I would feel into safety. I would feel into love, just as some examples. So let me share with you the drawing again so you can see how it relates to the words that came through. And then I'll just read through that one more time. So there's the drawing. And this is what came through. A young woman stopping to smell the roses. The aroma begins a cascade of chemical reactions in her body. It takes her back in time when her mother had her in her arms, singing to her. She felt love. She felt safe. The flower's life, temporary. The aroma has long since faded, yet the memory of love and safety lives within you. The memory, I remember when I was going through a massage school. I had my massage license years ago before I went to graduate school for acupuncture. And I remember we were always talking about cellular memory and body memory, that it's always going to remember the injury. And it's true, the body holds on to these, times in our life, these traumas, these stories, these moments of emotional impact. And I've seen that in the field when I'm working with people and with groups. So that is true. But I asked the teacher, I was like, well, before that accident, before that trauma, there was healthy tissue, there was healthy memory. So why can't we have that memory? And he didn't have an answer for me. But in my experience since then, which has been about 20 years now, is that is true. And I had a very powerful session with a woman yesterday where we went to that place in her physical and subtle bodies where that is true, where perfection is. And it was super, super profound. I never had a session like that before. And, we are more than our physical body. We are subtle bodies as well. And the etheric body is the blueprint for the physical body. And in that etheric body, it's the template, the blueprint for the physical. And everything that is in the etheric body exists in perfect form. So if, let's say, you have an organ removed, for example, in the etheric body, that organ is still there. And when I'm needling someone who has their gallbladder removed, for example, I restore those energetic connections because on the etheric level, the gallbladder is still there. And so acupuncture actually works not just on the physical, but on the etheric body as well. Same thing goes for people who have had joint replacements. They have to cut off the end of the bone to put the hardware there. And so you have a bone that's still there in the etheric template and the etheric blueprint. And so we can go to this place where perfection is, where the memory is before the trauma, where the where the story is, a beautiful ending. And so we're probably going to journey there today as I can start to feel into it. But there is a place of pure perfection, of pure frequencies, of light and of love. Everything is consciousness in different iterations, in different forms, in different configurations, in different frequencies, based and shaped by the way that we feel. So we can feel into these places of the optimal health. We can feel into these places of pure imagination for what we desire because it already is and it exists. We can feel into the place where something happened the way we didn't want, but experience how we would have liked it to happen, just by using our feeling state and creating that cascade of chemical reactions in the body. And the body believes it. It believes it. Bruce Lipton, The Biology of Belief. Check it out. Okay, so the cellular memory remembers what you tell it. It remembers what you tell it. And it's the feeling that is the power behind the things you tell it. It's the feeling that creates, not just the thoughts. It's the feeling and the energy behind the thoughts, which is the creative power. So love and safety. Love and safety. Beautiful. So let's move on with the breath. Let us close our eyes. You can sit or lay comfortably. And let's start connecting a little more deeply. I can feel everybody's bodies buzzing into different possibility states, which is beautiful. What do I want to feel? What do I want to feel? This is how I feel. What do I want to feel? How do I want to feel? Nobody can make you feel anything other than how you are choosing to feel in that moment, although it might feel otherwise. The truth is, they're your feelings. They're your feelings. And only you can change them, independent of what's happening around you. Because what's happening around you is you. It is a reflection of your dominant vibration. Okay. Putting one hand over the heart. So yummy. It feels so yummy. And there's a portal in the center of your chest. Allow that portal to open and just breathe in and out of that portal into the center of your heart field. And perhaps there might be an aroma with that today. In and out through the chest, savoring the breath, as if you're inhaling that aroma from the rose or any flower that tickles your fancy. There you go. Beautiful. I can feel you all arriving now. Feel your body from this place just with a few breaths. Feel how much more present you are in your body. Maybe it feels a little heavier. It's a good indication. Beautiful. Now the heart field isn't just in the front of the chest. That's one entrance point. But it's the entire area, that whole chest cavity. So next inhale, just breathe with the sides of the body where the heart field is. Savoring that breath like gills if you were a fish. You're savoring that inhale. There you go. It's connecting a lot of different things here. Beautiful. And perhaps if you're focusing on the aroma, maybe the aroma has changed in quality with the inhale from the sides of your body. Beautiful. Now bring your attention to the back of your heart. And begin to breathe from that place, savoring that breath and aroma as well. There we go. Very deep places we're in together. And then on the next few inhales, breathe from the front, the back, and the sides all at once. Beautiful. And again. Last time. Wonderful. Continue to breathe in this fashion gently while we go into the next sound. From here, just Go to a time when you felt loved, when you felt loved. I feel loved every morning when Muji crawls up on my face and wakes me up. Just giving me big hugs and kisses. What's that feeling for you? Yeah, and as you're doing this, I see each of you and the shift in your vibrational state. Notice how you feel from this place. Notice how you feel. I love it. Everyone's so bright and shiny. Wonderful. This is such a simple way to bring yourself into heart coherence. Heart coherence. It's an organization of the heart's energetic field, so the information that we broadcast and receive has no distortions or interference. And it's actually healthier than a relaxed state. So keep feeling that. And from this place, think about something. Let's see, what the sounds. Now there's something that you desire. There's something that you desire. Bring that to mind. Whatever it is, just bring one thing to mind. Yeah. It doesn't matter how big or small. It's something you desire, and that's the important thing. Your heart is calling you, leading you to it. There you go. Now, it's never the thing that we desire, it's the feeling that we think the thing will give us that we want. So what is the feeling of this thing that you're wanting? Let's say you want a new home. What is the feeling that this home will give you, that you believe it will give you? So feel into the feeling that you're seeking. There you go. Yes, there we go. Allow that feeling to arise from within the heart. We were holding that space beautifully. So bring your awareness back to breathing from that place. Notice how we kind of came out a little bit because it's something that we don't yet have in our present reality, but we do have it in our energetic self. In the cosmic mind, we have that. In an alternate universe, we have that. Okay, so connect with that breath again. There you go. And from this place, feel the feeling of the thing that you desire. The new home, a romantic dinner, a day off, whatever it is. What's the feeling that you're looking for? And allow that feeling to come from within you, from the heart. It's the heart's electromagnetic field. When you feel something, that's going to generate this into your world. It's going to become your dominant vibration the more you feel into that feeling of the thing you desire. Yes. Yes, yes. Okay, people are clicking in. I see it. Beautiful. Okay. Now, notice if you're thinking about it, this is a common thing I'm seeing, and I might be talking to you right now, is if you're thinking about it, it's different from feeling the feeling of it. So drop your awareness into the heart. There you go. And just feel the feeling of it. Imagine yourself already in your new home. Imagine yourself on the romantic dinner. Imagine yourself enjoying your day off. And then feel that feeling. There you go. Yes. Beautiful. We don't create by thinking our way through things. We create by feeling what we desire to feel. There are thoughts attached to that. Remember, it's the thought, the feeling, that's the generating power behind the thought that you're having. You could think something really great, but if you don't believe what you're thinking, it's not going to happen. So the thought and the feeling have to become one. So sometimes it's easier just to stick with the feeling of it, because a lot of times We may not have the right words to describe what it is we're actually feeling. So just stay with the feeling. Okay, more people are clicking. Beautiful. Yes. Notice if your body is restricted. If it is, just relax the breath around that and feel from that center of the chest that you were so beautifully connected with just moments ago. And allow the feeling to arise from within you. I'm looking at someone over there, whoever that is. Yeah, there you go. Just feel it. Let's take the story out of it. Let's just perceive it as if it was just an energetic experience and we're just feeling it. We're just feeling it. We're not thinking about it. We're just in it. And we're so in the feeling, there's no thoughts. It's totally blissful. How does that feel to be there, having have arrived to that place, to your home, on the date, enjoying your day off? There you go. Yep, there's still someone who needs a little bit more time here. There's a disconnect between you believing that you can have it versus you actually having it when you have the feeling. When you have the feeling, you have it in the present moment. That's all you need to do. The belief is in the feeling. There's no convincing. Imagine yourself to have that. If you were already there, how would that feel? And then feel that. Yeah, there you go. You got it. That's all. You just have to place yourself in the place where you already have it, because you do. All time is now. Beautiful. Everyone's connected. Wonderful job. Now, all you need to do from here is just continue to feel that. Whatever it is you desire to feel, all you need to do is feel that. Maybe you're not feeling how you wanted to feel. I know I woke up today feeling a little off and I didn't know why. And I was like, okay, well, what's here for me? This was the first question. What's here for me? And I just kind of leaned into it a bit. And I honestly didn't get much information. I went about my day. But I realized that I'm able to change the way I'm feeling to how I want to feel. And I just changed it slightly, just slightly. You know, sometimes we are feeling, down in the dumps, and we want to feel on cloud nine. Well, we're not going to be able to make that shift so dramatically. Maybe you can. I'm not going to hold any limits to you. But for most people, that's challenging. All you need to do is just turn the dial slightly and feel for the next best feeling. And gradually, you'll make bigger strides that way. The ripples are huge. So making incremental changes with the state of our vibration through the feeling body creates huge changes in our inner and outer world. So don't discount the subtle. I find the most powerful experiences are in the subtle. When I'm needling, the fewer the needles, the more powerful the session. Right? When I'm doing my own body practices and I can go slowly and work with the subtle, I get the biggest openings instead of just going right into all the movements fully. Now there's a time and place for everything, but I find that the subtle is where the power is. And as we were talking about earlier, the subtle bodies are less dense energetically, but they carry more light and more vibration. The light of who you are is projected through the subtle bodies into the physical. So there's less resistance in the subtle. There's less resistance. Beautiful. Wonderful. I am so excited to hear your creations for this month from this powerful practice that you're doing by feeling the feeling you desire. Let's hear what the wisdom of the chimes has to share with us. wisdom of the chimes. So the first thing that I felt from her that she showed me was just love. I just felt such a huge feeling of love in that moment, and it just took me right back to what we were talking about at the very beginning with the drawing and the baby, and that feeling of feeling nurtured and held and loved and safe. And my mind kind of wandered with her for a little while, and I kind of felt like I needed to have a lot of different things. And then she said, only one. You only need one thing. And I was like, oh, okay, I don't need to feel into all these other things. What one feeling do you want to have? What's the one feeling? You know, it's like taking a pebble and throwing it into the pond, right? And you see the concentric circles radiate out from the center. Now, that's the one feeling. Imagine taking a handful of pebbles and throwing it into the pond, and you're seeing all these splashes and all of these rings. It's a little chaotic and confusing. You're not sure which one you're to look at. The body is the same way with its vibrational, dominant vibration that you're expressing. So the one feeling, the one vibration. So feel into one thing and continue to feel that until you are that, until you don't know anything differently, but you become that vibration and you start to experience it in your world. And it really takes very little time, very little time. And so I felt the wandering and trying to feel into a lot of different things, and then the clarity that I received of only feeling into one thing for repeatedly for at least the month that we're in, for the month of February, and possibly further on. And I guarantee you'll start to notice changes within 2 weeks when you begin to do this. Just feeling into the one thing like we did, connecting with the heart and feeling that from there, the feeling you want to have. And from there, it was really fascinating, and I've had this experience before, but not necessarily in this way, where our human experience is one of feeling. Let me see if I can describe it better than how I am right now. It was this was what it was. The way that we navigate this realm is through the way that we feel. Our feelings are the creator power as it is expressed through us. And it's our feelings that are navigating and creating at the same time in this realm. And it was really powerful to see that. It was almost like looking at a GPS, but it's the feeling that's the one navigating, and it's the feeling that is the one that's creating. So, you know, notice how you're doing that when you start to pay attention to your feelings. Again, if you're not sure what your dominant vibration is, you just take in your world and you'll see what that is. If you're coming up against a lot of things, then there's a vibration within that's coming up against a lot of things. And you can just fine-tune that by feeling into the way you desire to feel in that moment and navigate that path of least resistance. So it was really, really fascinating to see that from that way, that we navigate and create, navigate this realm through the feeling. This is our beacon, our light source, our heart. We have several, but the heart is the one that knows the way. Okay, dear ones, let me know of your journey. I would love to hear how this went for you, what you experienced, what you noticed, what you created, and share that with me in the comments below. And I look forward to hearing from you and journeying with you again on another one of the adventures and offerings that I have for you in the near future. So blessings, and thank you for coming together with me to harmonize the nature of oneself. Blessings, everyone.